Tired. $80 overall. 79. There you go. KC, Houston, Washington, Cincinnati.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everybody. Today's matchup features two teams.
Merry Christmas.
Away with a late season win. It's the Redskins going up against the Bears. So, with the call of this week's 16 matchup, let's hand it over to our commentators, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
All right, thank you much, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Washington Redskins and the Chicago Bears. They come out here in the eye. And that's a ground game here with the running back. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a second.
I'll get it later.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Three yards to go here on second down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. And here's a look at the starting offense. Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. And able to
Yeah! Good job, Cousins.
It'll be a gain of 16 and give him a first down as well.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the taunts. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. The starting 11 defensively for the Bears.
Pernell McPhee's a strong run-stuffing outside linebacker who's beginning to blossom as a pass rusher.
Cousins now on 2nd down. Under a heavy rush. crashing down he goes. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. 3rd and long for Cousins. Jordan Reed has it. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
Well, the advantage is certainly to the defense as we began that 3rd down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a 1st down.
3rd time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on 3rd, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now a handoff as they run left side. Room here to run. Cuts it out here. Left touchdown, Washington.
Shut up. Hey, you dumbass cat.
11th touchdown of the year. And the
Get out of here.
Redskins have taken a first quarter lead. So they start this game just like they won. Opening drive touchdown, a nice run there to finish it off.
Yeah, that's what we call an explosive run because of the distance. And being able to do that, that puts a little uncertainty in the minds of your opponent.
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. It's good, and the Redskins take a 7-0 lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Throwing his fails. It's grabbed over the middle by White. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Call it a gain of 5. And it'll make it a 2nd down. And when you talk about this offense, you of course have to talk about Alshon Jeffrey.
Long, agile, he makes any quarterback that much better.
Now fails. And his throw is going to be incomplete. He was looking for Zach Miller as tight end there. And it's 3rd and 5. And here is the Redskin defense.
D'Angelo Hall's gone to the Pro Bowl multiple times as a cornerback. Now he might be making the Charles Woodson move, swinging back to safety.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win, and the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. With it is Jackson. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Redskins will take possession with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
Is that what
he would have kept it on the ground.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves him needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
On third down, Cousins. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. So on fourth down, the Redskins will call on Tressway to punt it away.
Fucking stream's all choppy again. I'm tired of this shit.
This is taken at the 10. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him as it is. It'll go as a 19-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
and now
and
we have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. Second and very short here, less than a yard. Shift together here from the D-line. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. On the right side, this is Miller. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
Let's go!
They'll look to throw here on first down. And hauled in by the tight end Miller. They'll get 19 yards there. And that leads to a Chicago first down.
All right, I'm doing my rudimentary math here. That's his third catch here in the first quarter. I don't know if it's just game plan or he's just finding his way open.
And maybe a little of both. The lone setback is Langford. They're going to give it to him running right. And some room to maneuver. Touchdown, Chicago! Jeremy Langford, his 4th touchdown on the year.
Oh, wow.
Extra point.
Got a rushing touchdown.
Football game.
Amazing.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Without a doubt, you need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat.
Back live, Charles Davis to my right. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Redskin football to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a second and short yardage to start things out. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Well, in that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
Cousins from the gun on third. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up fourth down. Here's Tress.
Only option is return left.
For his second punt, he'd take a repeat of his first.
We're gonna make it.
They give Gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer.
It's a boomer.
Taken in at the 22. A very good return.
Boomer.
18 yards. And the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch, counter punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. It away, and it falls down incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
And counting the defense here, the Redskins had 6 defensive backs out there. Throwing his fails.
Wow, you threw it right to him, guy.
Picked off by the veteran corner, D'Angelo Hall.
He didn't fucking try, Fails. You threw it right fucking to him.
At the 48.
So your hands up.
The Redskins offense now.
Throw it right to this dude.
And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. 2nd down, Cousins. And a hit jarred it loose. It's
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
They go play action. Cousins. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time.
Turn left.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win.
I don't even know why I throw it to White.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
So 2nd and 10 here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's brought down. When we sat with the coaching staff a couple of days ago, they said attacking that defensive look with a run, something they wanted to do, it was effective.
And they were extremely confident, weren't they? Their planning, their preparation, they knew what they were going to get in that defense, and they were able to attack it accordingly.
This is Langford on 1st and 10. He cuts it right. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good-looking run there by Jeremy Langford.
And what I've always liked about him has been not just his versatility, but his perseverance. And I think he's one of those backs that gets better as the game goes on and he gets increased carries. Does have some good toughness running inside. I remember when he was at Michigan State, at one point I did a game of his. He was listed as 3rd-team left corner, but cornerback, receiver, and running back for the Spartans.
Won a couple of Big Ten titles there as well. And on 2nd and 10 now. And the D-line pinching together, must be expecting the run.
Let's go!
Well, fails. Completion left side to Miller. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
They'll set up a throw. Jeremy Langford, the one he was looking to get it to. And that'll bring up second down.
I remember growing up playing basketball. My coaches always talked about communicating on defense, making sure you talk on defense, know where your screens are, know where the cuts are coming from, who has who. Well, guess what? It's the same thing in football. Even though there's more noise out there, you can hear all the screams of screen, screen. This defense, the bench, everyone let them know what the play was, and that's why they were able to react and knock the ball away.
This is Howard on second down, and he stopped immediately there. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on third and a tough 9.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Completes it to Miller. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that'll bring up fourth down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. And Bart puts it through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they started that drive from the shadows of their own end zone all the way back at the 2, and they're able to get 3 out of it.
And, you know, shadows tend to scare people, right? Not in this case. This offense was not jumpy at all, handled it very well, put themselves into a position to score.
And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
And maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you've got to win at the point of attack, and on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
Now a second down throw for Cousins. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Leonard Floyd, the rookie from Georgia, in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career. And the defense will try and pin their ears back and get pressure again here after the sack. It's third down. Cousins from his end zone on third down. And this is going to be incomplete. Pierre Garçon, the intended receiver. And that brings up fourth down. Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there. This is a pretty good kick. Fielded at the 33. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did
nowhere to escape. He goes down. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. shift together here from the D-line.
All right, here we go.
On second down, Langford. And able to break one. The Redskins looking for another timeout, and they get it. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete. Eddie Royal is intended target.
Terrible fucking call. Overturned, and I still don't get it, man.
So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about to happen because both sides had thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. First down, here's Cousins. Docks him with a grab over the middle. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll make it a second down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Second down, Cousins. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Still in search of the first down after that last completion. And the Bears in the nickel. No, wait, they're in the dime. 6 DBs out there on third.
Could play an exotic coverage.
Cousins now. And that is incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12. They isolate Jeffrey to the left side. Throwing his fails. On the right side, this is Miller. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Now, coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
They'll try to run for the first with Langford. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. And Barth puts it through. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here. Charles has already thrown off his headset. He's out here. He says, it's Christmas Day. I'm going home. We're not done yet, though. As we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report.
Christmas Day, man.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it
Why brought that up?
the 19-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. And he finds a man with a crossing route. Touchdown! Chicago! Eddie Royal, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Bears will add on to their lead. And Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
Gets fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. So now we look at the Redskins offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Cousins now on second down. Caught on the right side, Reed. And he's brought down. And that one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
They come up in an offset eye. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now. On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. Fourth down. Here's Tressway now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Ricky Jean-Francois in on the tackle. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Here we go. No, check.
Now fails. Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted.
Fuck you, fails.
And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. They go play action. Cousins. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jarrell Freeman. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Really good, skillful, tough running throughout this contest. Picked up first down after first down. He's got to have a nickname, doesn't he? How about the human first down machine? I think that fits.
Langford again. And he's brought down. Give him 11 on the gain there. And it'll be a Chicago first down.
That's another nice run. And I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. While other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1.
Now, that was a big run. It takes them all the way down to the 1-yard line, and that'll shake the confidence of any defense. So when they're looking for a little bit of support now, looking at their defensive coordinator, if I'm him, I dial up some pressure. I just go after him because otherwise you're still playing back on your heels, and that's not going to help your defense at all.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Watch 17, watch 17. Here we go now.
And the back goes into motion.
Green, 39. Leopard. Detroit.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line.
Well, in my time in football, I've yet to see a playbook that draws up offensive plays designed to lose yardage. A running play loses yardage on first down. They try and throw it, take a sack on second down. What can the offensive coordinator come up with here on third down?
Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal. They isolate Jeffrey to the left side.
Let's go.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. 4 yards on the pickup, and that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the right hash in a bit of a tight angle. And Barth puts it through. And that will swell the lead to 16. So 3 field goals for him here, and this last one helps him stretch out the lead.
Scored a touchdown there.
This is what you need to do.
Sleepy?
Out of every possession, and so far they've done a nice job of that.
And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Back now at Soldier Field. It's the Redskins with the football, but trailing here as we get down to the good stuff. Quarter number 4. Going to give this time to the tailback. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Jarrell Freeman in on the stop. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
Offense in a little bit of a bind here. 9 yards to go on third down. On third down, Cousins. It's brought in by Doxson. They get 9 yards there, and they get a first down. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
First down, here's Cousins. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. Completes it right side to Doxson. Touchdown, Washington. Josh Doxson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins are able to close the gap just a bit. And they just ran the fly route there, didn't they?
You broke it down perfectly. He ends up catching that one and taking it all the way into the end zone.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple to break down, though. It's just a guy going, running on the go route, making a play.
Speed,
Kills.
speed, speed. And what does it do?
It kills.
There you go.
No move for the kicker. They'll still go for 2, this time from the 12. Cousins will try and throw. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here.
Well, partner, since this new 2-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one.
Jeffries, man.
I don't know about that. Super tough.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Let's go.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Throwing his fails. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
I don't know. What the fuck going on here?
So a 3rd and 10, and defensively, a dime look. 6 DBs. Now fails. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
With it is Jackson. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Cousins now on 2nd down. Over the middle to Garcon.
Wow.
5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. On 1st and 10, Cousins ducks him with a grab over the middle. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
2nd down now after the pass completion. Cousins again. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
This will be caught at about the 5. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Second and goal from the 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
Sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half. He's down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
And not going to get much better.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's Tracy Porter with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Onto the field now come the Bears. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
They keep it on the ground with Langford. And some room to roam now. Jeremy Langford. Touchdown, Chicago. Jeremy Langford with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bears will extend their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here. So out now come the Redskins. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. They'll come out in the pistol. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up. So the offense needing 4 yards. It's 3rd down.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Lamar Houston coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Tressway now. He's been terrific so far. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish.